The final trailer for Venom The Last Dance is now here, and although I was already kind of looking forward to this movie, my jaw was kind of on the ground with the reveal that Knull is not only physically part of the film, but they will actually be using the God of Symbiotes as a plotline. Like, Sony, do not fumble this. Oh, we're going to be diving into all that here, but not just that, guys. The way that Venom 3 looks to possibly be setting up Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4. So I'm gonna need your guys' opinions on this final Venom 3 trailer. Are you excited for this movie? Can you believe Knull's actually being introduced? And how likely do you think this leads into Spider-Man 4? Alright, so with this final trailer, we're mainly going to be sticking to the newer stuff revealed. We're not really going to be looking at the Life Foundation symbiotes, Toxin, or Chiwetel Ejiofor's character. I did all that in the first trailer breakdown. Here, we're mainly going to be sticking to the new stuff. And really, overall, this trailer actually got me excited, not just for the Knull inclusion and my curiosity there, but look, the Venom franchise has finally beaten me and I've given in. I am not really the biggest fan of these solo Venom movies. I just don't think they're all that great. But I totally understand why other fans get a big kick out of them and think they're really entertaining movies. For the longest time, I just felt it was the biggest waste of Venom, and I more wanted to see him go up against Spider-Man in a storyline, and having him in these solo movies has kind of been preventing him from that. But now 3 movies deep, looking at Eddie Brock having a blast, Venom winking on a motorcycle, tongue sticking out, this looks like it's just trying to have fun and entertain you for a few hours, and that's exactly the mindset I'm going to go into it. It looks like fun, and hopefully I have that with the movie. The only thing that could set this movie back and be a major disappointment is the way they could waste Knull. So let's get to talking about this big reveal. We knew with the first trailer, the symbiote mentioning that his homeworld has found him and he's hunted him down. That could be a possible connection to Knull, but nowhere did I think Sony would have the cojones to show him, not just that, but sitting in his freaking throne from the comics. This could lead to huge things or just major disappointment in the franchise. I say major disappointment because let us not forget, this is Sony. There is a very good chance all this footage of Knull and teasing him could be the only footage in the movie. It is so odd to me that we are doing the Knull storyline in what is supposed to be the last Venom movie instead of what should have been done building him up throughout the series. The God of Symbiotes, the creator of them, someone who has a connection to the multiverse hive mind of Venoms, you could do a lot with that, and I'm fearing they might just be wasting him with a one and done. Because look, really examining the little moments we get of Knull, one, we see that he has memories of the previous symbiotes that have fought Venom, whether that's Riot or Carnage. Part of me was looking deep in this scene to see if I could see Topher Grace's Venom, since, again, this is a connection to the multiverse hive mind. But no, he didn't appear to be here. Then we get to see a far shot of him in his throne, leading to a close-up with that iconic long white hair. I don't even know if Sony has hired a real actor for Knull. That's one of the things that's worrying me about this movie. It could be a nobody they just threw in for a couple of scenes in this film. But even in this small glimpse of him, it looks like he is looking at some sort of projection of Earth. If you look off to the side, it's only a couple of seconds, but it looks like he is seeing at something. I'm going to be very curious to hear why out of nowhere Knull is now really wanting to get his hands on Eddie Brock and his symbiote and the repercussions that could have. Because again, since he is connected to the multiverse hive mind, he is very much aware of Spider-Man. And if this movie still follows the rumors we've been hearing of a young 10-year-old Spider-Man being included in this movie, where we still get shots of, we don't know why Eddie is traveling with this little kid. Is he protecting him from Knull in the hive mind, knowing that Spider-Man is one of the biggest threats to the symbiotes? Possibly. But now this is maybe painting a clearer picture of what Sony is trying to do with Spider-Man 4, which we have been hearing for a while is going to be another multiverse adventure for Tom Holland's Peter Parker. A lot of us thought that just meant another adventure with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but now it's starting to look like it's more going to be about a multiverse story involving Tom Hardy's Venom and Sony finally putting into use whatever messed up spin-off universe they have created. Take these next reports with a grain of salt, but these are people who have some reliability in the Scooper game. One, we have Cryptic HD responding to a fan who says that Knull will be wasted, and he goes, no, he will not. Bro isn't doing anything in this film. They will save him for something bigger. Venom cannot take that multiverse threat on alone. Alex P., a writer for the Cosmic Circus, a reliable outlet, they said this when asked if Knull will be a one and done: the King in Black will be back, making it seem more and more likely that somehow Sony is going to tease Knull here and then make him a bigger threat for Spider-Man 4. And, well, in Tom Holland's universe, they already have the symbiote there. We know it's eventually going to latch on to his Spider-Man, and he's going to don the suit for a little bit. And with the reports that Spider-Man 4 takes place between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, where the world will become Battle World, which is a thing from the comics where different pieces of the multiverse all land on one Earth, the pieces are all there for somehow Sony to pull this off. What's going to be really weird about this is it looks like it's going to have to be a team up between Venom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because Venom has not been set up to be a bad guy. Venom isn't even a bad guy in his own universe. So instead, they're going to have to get together and face off against this bigger threat. I never really thought we'd get Knull as a main villain in a Spider-Man movie, but it's possibly there. I just kind of wanted Scorpion. I wanted that street level story, but now I'm just curious to see Sony do this. Still very much also going to depend if they can squeeze Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in there, and whether that would even make it better or a lot more clumsy. It would have a payoff to what Andrew Garfield said in Spider-Man No Way Home, where he's like,
fought an alien made out of black goo once.
I want to fight an alien.
Andrew Garfield being next to Tom Holland to fight off Knull, you would get Andrew fighting off an alien. And I think there's been a lot of fans wanting Andrew to don his own symbiote in the series. Sony would make so much money having 3 Spider-Men all in black suits fighting off against Knull. Yeah, man, they got us. We lost this one, guys. But then again, that is if that is where they're headed, because there is still a part of me that says they are not going to accomplish this. Knull is literally going to be an OP character that is used for 3 minutes, and then we'll never see him again. But the good news is we'll find out sooner than later, because come this October, when we all go to see Venom The Last Dance, because you know we're going either way, that post-credit scene or that little tease will let us know all we need to know, whether this actually sets up Spider-Man 4 or Sony just concluded the Venom trilogy, wasting one of the biggest villains in their lineup. This is where I throw it off to you guys. You see all this stuff currently going on with Venom The Last Dance. Do you think Sony's going to be able to pull this off? Does this lead into Spider-Man 4? Is Knull just going to be a one-off? Or give me your best plot summary to how Spider-Man 4 could look, because right now, my mind's a little boggled. Anything and everything, be sure and like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.
We need a disguise.
Hey, man.
Whoa.